This is going to blow your mind. What if for just 10 seconds gravity vanished from Earth? Imagine you're walking down the street on June 13th, 2025, when suddenly you feel weightless. Your drink floats out of its cup, and everything not bolted down starts drifting upward. For 10 seconds, gravity, the force we never think about, vanishes. What happens next? Let's break it down. Gravity is the invisible glue holding our world together. Without it, even for a moment, chaos erupts. We'll explore what happens to people, buildings, oceans, and even the air. Then we'll look up to see how satellites and the atmosphere react. Finally, we'll ask, could this ever really happen? Ready to turn the world upside down? Let's go. So, what is gravity? It's something we experience every moment of our lives, yet rarely stop to think about. Every time you drop your keys, leap into the air, or simply stand still, gravity is at work, quietly pulling you toward the center of the Earth. Gravity is the force of attraction between objects with mass. No matter how big or small, every object in the universe pulls on every other object. The more massive something is, the stronger its gravitational pull. You have gravity, but Earth's is much stronger, keeping us anchored to the ground. It's why we don't float away, and why everything around us stays put unless acted on by another force. When you jump, gravity pulls you back down. It's the invisible hand that makes sure you return to the surface, no matter how high you leap. Isaac Newton described gravity as a force, but centuries later, Albert Einstein revealed a deeper truth. Gravity is actually the warping of space-time by mass. Massive objects like Earth bend the fabric of space, creating what we feel as gravity. Imagine Earth as a heavy bowling ball on a trampoline. The surface curves and anything nearby rolls toward it. That's how gravity works on a cosmic scale. Gravity shapes the entire cosmos. It forms stars and planets, binds galaxies together, and keeps the moon circling Earth. Without gravity, the universe would be a very different place. Without gravity, planets and stars wouldn't exist. There would be no solar systems, no galaxies, and no life as we know it. If gravity vanished, Earth's mass would remain, but its pull would disappear. Everything, oceans, buildings, people, would suddenly be unbound, drifting off into space. For 10 seconds, it would be as if the universe's operating system had paused, suspending the rules that hold everything together. Let's find out what happens when that cosmic tether snaps and the force that holds us all down suddenly disappears. The instant gravity disappears, you lose all weight. Your body feels impossibly light, as if you're suddenly floating in a dream. But this isn't a gentle drift upward. Something much more violent is about to happen. You don't simply float, you're hurled eastward by Earth's spin at over 1,600 kilometers per hour. The ground vanishes beneath your feet, and everything around you is swept away in a split second. Everything not anchored, people, cars, animals, becomes a projectile. Streets and parks turn into chaotic launch pads with everyday life instantly upended. Buildings shed anything loose. Inside, furniture, pets, and even small appliances are tossed through the air. The familiar comfort of home is replaced by a storm of flying objects. Oceans, no longer held down, start to lift and break apart, flinging water into the air. Waves rise up, then explode outward, sending massive plumes of seawater skyward. The atmosphere, too, begins to expand and drift away. Clouds stretch and thin, and the very air you breathe starts to slip from the planet's grasp. Airplanes, designed to counter gravity, shoot upward uncontrollably, climbing at impossible angles. But as the air thins, their wings lose lift and they spiral out of control. The air itself is escaping, causing a sudden violent drop in pressure. Windows rattle, doors slam open, and anything not secured is sucked outward. The world is a chaotic mess of flying debris, water, and thinning air. Streets are unrecognizable, filled with swirling chaos and destruction. Even the air in your lungs feels strange as pressure plummets. Breathing becomes difficult, each gasp thinner than the last. The oceans and atmosphere are both on the move, nothing is spared. Water and air, once so stable, now race away from the planet's surface. In just seconds, the planet is transformed. Landscapes shift, cities are torn apart, and the world you knew is gone. The chaos is global, unstoppable, and utterly alien. No place is untouched by this sudden, unimaginable force, and it's only just begun. The true consequences of a planet unplugged are still unfolding. Look up, Earth's atmosphere, usually held tight by gravity, starts to escape into space. The outer layers, exosphere and thermosphere, are lost forever. Air at sea level expands upward, dropping pressure everywhere. The sky darkens as sunlight scatters differently. Sudden depressurization causes deadly effects for all living things. Meanwhile, satellites and the ISS, no longer in orbit, shoot off into space at thousands of kilometers per hour. Astronauts would see Earth's atmosphere blooming outward as they drift away. Our satellite network is lost. No more GPS, weather, or global communications. In 10 seconds, our connection to space is severed. After 10 seconds, gravity snaps back. Everything launched skyward, people, cars, water, plummets to Earth at full speed. The impact is catastrophic, a global rain of destruction. Oceans crash down, triggering mega tsunamis and earthquakes. The atmosphere collapses, unleashing hurricane-force winds and shockwaves. Most structures are destroyed. The environment is devastated. The loss of atmosphere alters climate and exposes us to radiation. Topsoil and debris blanket the planet, plunging it into darkness. Survivors, if any, face a shattered world. Civilization is reset to prehistoric times. The planet's rotation may even shift from the chaos. All this from just 10 seconds without gravity. Could Earth really lose gravity? It's a question that sounds like pure science fiction, but it's one that sparks the imagination. What would happen if one day gravity just stopped working? Would we all float off into space, or would the world as we know it simply fall apart? The truth is no. Gravity is tied to mass, and as long as Earth exists, so does its pull. Gravity is the invisible force that keeps our feet on the ground and the atmosphere wrapped around our planet. Gravity isn't a switch you can flip on or off, it's a fundamental property of matter itself. Every object with mass, from the tiniest pebble to the entire planet, creates gravity. For gravity to truly vanish, Earth would have to disappear completely, or the very laws of physics would need to break down, something that's never been observed in our universe. Gravity can vary slightly, stronger at the poles, weaker at the equator or at high altitudes, but it never disappears entirely. These differences are tiny, but they're measurable. Scientists use these subtle changes to study the structure and composition of Earth's interior, helping us understand everything from mountain formation to ocean currents. So, while you'll never suddenly float away, you do experience small gravity shifts every day, whether you're climbing a mountain, flying in a plane, or just walking down the street. Gravity is actually weak compared to other forces like electromagnetism, but it's powerful enough to shape our world, move oceans, and even guide the paths of planets and stars. It's the silent hero holding everything together, from the smallest grain of sand to the largest galaxy. Thanks for joining this wild thought experiment. Exploring these what-ifs helps us appreciate the wonders of our universe. Like and subscribe for more science adventures, and keep those curious questions coming.